It's jarring how quickly life can collapse. One moment, everything feels steady, familiar, and the next it's as if the ground beneath your feet has disintegrated into smoke and silence. Now here I am, 32 years old, back in my childhood bedroom at my parents' house in Dallas. The walls still hold faded posters of teenage obsessions, and the desk is a cluttered mess of forgotten trinkets and dusty memories. I let out a dry, bitter laugh. The irony is almost poetic. This wasn't supposed to be my life. I'm Olivia, and I never imagined it would come to this. Sifting through old yearbooks and the ashes of nostalgia while trying to piece together the moments that unraveled my world. It started with Daniel. We met at a housewarming party my friend Rachel hosted. She had just moved into a picture-perfect townhouse, the kind of place I use to pin on vision boards and daydream about on Sunday mornings. As soon as I stepped inside, a wave of quiet jealousy crept over me. It wasn't just the tasteful decor or the scent of cinnamon candles. It was her life. Rachel had it all. A thriving career, a fiancé who adored her, a future paved in light. And there I was, still alone, worn out from swiping through dating apps and enduring surface-level conversations that never went anywhere. I had started to believe that maybe love, the kind that stays, just wasn't meant for me. And then I saw him, Daniel. He stood apart from the others, tall, dark-haired, with a calm presence that drew people in without trying. But what caught me wasn't just his looks. It was the way he listened. He wasn't waiting for his turn to speak. He was there fully, completely. His eyes didn't wander. His attention didn't drift. For hours, we talked like we had known each other for years. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something real spark inside me. Maybe, just maybe, I had finally found someone who would stay. And for a while, he did. Daniel was everything I had wished for and more. Kind, thoughtful, quietly romantic. I felt safe with him, truly safe, in a way I hadn't known before. Our love unfolded effortlessly. No games, no guessing. Within a year, he proposed. A year after that, we stood under soft lights and said, "I do." It was everything I thought I wanted. Love that was dependable, a man who didn't need to shout his affection to make it known. Daniel showed his love in 1,000 little ways, slipping notes into my bag, remembering my coffee just right, fixing the squeaky cabinet without being asked. But somewhere along the way, I began to mistake consistency for dullness. His patience, once endearing, began to feel plain. His quiet gestures lost their sparkle in my restless eyes. He wasn't impulsive. He didn't surprise me with last-minute trips or grand cinematic declarations. He was just there, steady and unwavering, and instead of cherishing that, I let doubt creep in. Had I chosen comfort over passion? Settled for stability instead of fire? The questions started as whispers. Then they grew louder, a storm gathering inside me. I couldn't silence it. It all came crashing down at a dinner party. Just a few close friends, good food, soft music, and open wine bottles. The conversation turned to love, whether it's fate or timing, how we know we've chosen the right person. And then, without thinking, I laughed and said, honestly, if I had the chance to do it over, I probably wouldn't have married Daniel. The room fell dead silent. Laughter faded. Glasses paused midair. I felt the blood drain from my face as I turned toward him. Daniel sat perfectly still, his hand clenched around his wine glass, his expression unreadable, his voice low and sharp. "Wow," he said. "That's good to know." Panic set in instantly. I tried to laugh it off, to pass it as a joke, set in bad taste. But it was too late. The words had already lodged themselves in the air between us like a blade. He didn't raise his voice, didn't fight. That night, he went to bed in silence. And in the morning, he was gone. His side of the bed was cold. His clothes gone. His toothbrush missing. But the thing that gutted me most was what he left behind. His wedding band placed neatly on the nightstand beside a photograph from our honeymoon. I stared at it, numb. I called, no answer. I texted, nothing. I told myself he just needed time, that he'd come back when the sting faded. But days passed, then weeks, then a month. That's when I realized he wasn't coming back. And what hurt most wasn't just that he left. It was how easily he let go. While I was still caught in the undertow of guilt and grief, he had already started moving on. One afternoon, walking downtown, I saw him. He was sitting at a small outdoor cafe, sunlight in his hair, smiling, laughing, sitting across from a woman who looked like the embodiment of everything I feared I wasn't: elegant, self-assured, radiant in her stillness. She didn't need attention. She simply had presence. And Daniel was looking at her the way he used to look at me, like she was his whole world. A tide of emotions surged through me. I wanted to run to him, to fall at his feet, to beg him to remember what we had, to plead for a second chance. But I didn't, because deep down I knew he was gone. And worse, I finally understood, I never truly deserved him. Regret doesn't shout. It whispers. It creeps in at night. It curls around your spine in quiet moments, sits beside you in the car, follows you into dreams. I had something rare, something beautiful, and I let it slip through my fingers, chasing an idea, a fantasy of passion, of more. But Daniel didn't leave because he stopped loving me. He left because he finally accepted that I would never love him the way he deserved to be loved. Now I sit here in this room, surrounded by relics of the past, trophies, photos, high school journals, and I can't breathe under the weight of everything I threw away. They say you don't know what you have until it's gone, but that's not always true. Sometimes you do know. You just never imagine you'll actually lose it.